Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Wijnaldum and the negotiations that's going on between the club and this player, and then we're going to be moving on towards De Ligt, because there has been many rumors circulating around this player stating that De Ligt is not happy at Juventus and that he greatly does regret the decision of moving to this club 2 years ago back on 2019. There is so much that we do need to discuss in today's video, and we are first going to be talking about Wijnaldum. So this is a player that we have not talked about in a very long time. In the previous summer, back in the summer of 2020, Wijnaldum was linked to FC Barcelona ever since Ronald Koeman was appointed as the coach of FC Barcelona. And now that we are here, right, Wijnaldum is still a Liverpool player. He is considered as a free agent, and he has been a player that was a very important player for Jurgen Klopp's best version of Liverpool. And as of late, now that we are here, knowing that Wijnaldum is a free agent, he will not continue to play with Liverpool, and he is looking for a different club. And ever since then, he has been linked heavily with FC Barcelona in the past 6 to 7 hours. And there has been many reports stating that the agents of Wijnaldum were actually seen within the club's offices of Barcelona, and to discuss if this transfer is actually possible and if a deal could be made. And to make one thing very clear, Wijnaldum is looking to see what club would be the best suitor for himself. His agents is visiting FC Barcelona, his agents is visiting Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and many other clubs out there in Europe. And it says here, according to Fabrizio Romano, Wijnaldum's agent is in Barcelona today to meet with the club. The agreement is set to be completed until June 2024. Wijnaldum is open to accept a lower salary if he were to join FC Barcelona, very similar to how Barcelona handled the operation with Sergio Aguero. And then there are going to be many questions, right? What about Bayern Munich? Well, it says here, according to Samuel, the player is holding on to see what Barcelona can propose to him money-wise, because there are other interests from clubs like Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. So yes, it is true that Wijnaldum is considering the move of either Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, or FC Barcelona. It has also been said by Gabriel Sanz that if Wijnaldum does join FC Barcelona, it would be on a 3-year deal, which is very correlated to what Fabrizio Romano did state earlier. But it is official that Wijnaldum could be a Barcelona player next season. And the fact that we are in this position in the first place, right, to hear that Barcelona are interested in Wijnaldum and that Wijnaldum is considering this move, the fact that we are in a position where we could sign two players, which is Memphis Depay and Wijnaldum, these are two transfers that was actually considered to be a Ronald Koeman signing. And seeing what has been going on as of late between Koeman and Barcelona, does this mean that these two signings are actually what the club wants and not just what Ronald Koeman necessarily wants? This is something that many of us would love to know, is that does the club Barcelona actually want Wijnaldum and Depay, regardless if Ronald Koeman continues with this club, yes or no? Now, I'm going to make some key points regarding the Wijnaldum signing, because I think that this transfer that we are talking about is very interesting. Because here's the thing, we know that Wijnaldum is a 30-year-old player. He is not one of the youngest players out there in Europe, but he would be a great reinforcement to reinforce the midfield. We should assume that Wijnaldum will come into Barcelona and play as a central defensive midfielder, which many do believe that he would do great at doing so. A player that can take over a lot of space, a player that is very intense, a player that does very well in interceptions and can also contribute in the attack. Wijnaldum is that type of player, and Barcelona will greatly benefit. The only worry that I would say when it comes to Wijnaldum coming to Barcelona would be it would actually hinder the incorporation of one player, which is a academy player, Nico Gonzalez, who has just renewed his contract with Barcelona for 2 to 3 more years. Then we also have to talk about the other position, because Nico Gonzalez and Wijnaldum are going to be sharing that position. Does that mean that Frenkie de Jong is going to be playing as an interior alongside Pedri or Riqui Puig? Then that leads towards another question. What about Riqui Puig and Moriba? Now that we know that Frenkie de Jong is going to be pushed as an interior for FC Barcelona, you can greatly see when we talk about the bigger picture of what's actually going on here, there is a very big ripple effect. And when you do see a ripple effect such as this, when you know that this is going to hinder a lot of players and how many minutes they will be getting in the next season, all of this is going to come down towards one thing, and that is going to be the coach having great player management. That is what's going to be key. If the coach does very well in balancing the minutes of many of these players that we are going to be having in the midfield, then there should be no problem. But it is much easier to say than actually getting it done. And then moving on towards the next point, seeing how Barcelona is signing Wijnaldum, right? Let's take another step back and actually witness what's actually going on here within this club, which is also considered as Joan Laporta's first season. The fact that Barcelona is potentially signing a total of 4 free agents, which does does consider Eric Garcia, Sergio Aguero, Memphis Depay, and Wijnaldum, one thing is very clear. Barcelona do want to accumulate their funds. They do not want to spend heavily this summer on transfer fees. And at the same time, they also do want to sell many players and clean out the dead wood from this club. And I do have a great feeling, a sensation. And this is me just assuming and predicting. Everything that I will be saying here is nothing factual. It is just us having this feeling. Seeing how Barcelona are saving a great amount of money by acquiring and incorporating free agents in this summer, and knowing that they will be selling many players, and many reports have stated that it could be a total of 10 to 14 players, this club is accumulating funds for other purposes. And when I do mean by other purposes, I do mean as Barcelona want to sign a big time player. I have no idea, and many have no idea what this club wants to go for, but they do want to accumulate as much funds as possible. And that is going to be the great plan of Barcelona, Matteo Alemany, Joan Laporta, and Ramon Planes, is that they want to have free agents that they know would work in Barcelona. They want to sell players, and they do want to sign a player that they know even themselves would be a stretch. And that could be most likely in the summer of 2022, or maybe even in the summer of 2021. But that is going to be the final conclusion when it comes to this transfer. Wijnaldum is greatly welcomed in FC Barcelona. The only thing this club has to get right is to have great player management coming from the coach. If we can do that, then the Wijnaldum transfer will be a great success. And now I do want to move on towards the next topic, and it is going to be about De Ligt. So we do have some rumors regarding De Ligt, and I'm going to make this very black and white. And it says here, according to Xavi Campos, De Ligt is not happy at Juventus and is indicating that he wants to leave. One of his favorite options is Barcelona. His entourage recognizes that he was wrong 2 years ago when he could have joined FC Barcelona. Now I do want to be very clear about this transfer rumor here. There is nothing reliable, there is nothing concrete when it comes to this rumor. We know that Barcelona wanted De Ligt back in the summer of 2019. We know that De Ligt was considering the move of going to Barcelona back on that summer. But the only reason why this transfer never did happen, it was because the board members of Barcelona despised the agent of De Ligt, which was Mino Raiola, and Mino Raiola did not want to do any business with FC Barcelona, and that is the main reason on why De Ligt never moved towards that club. But now that we are here in this position where we do have a new board, where we have Joan Laporta who has a great relationship with Mino Raiola, the possibility is higher than ever. But here is going to be the final position that Barcelona is at the moment, within this summer specifically. There is nothing concrete. Again, I do want to make it very clear. There is nothing concrete between De Ligt and FC Barcelona. De Ligt has not contacted Barcelona, and Barcelona has not contacted Juventus about De Ligt. But even if Barcelona wanted to sign De Ligt within this coming summer, it would be almost impossible because Juventus will not make it easy to let De Ligt go to FC Barcelona. They do rate this player highly. They do believe that he is a great player, and they do want to keep him for the long term. And if a club does approach Juventus for this young defender here, Juventus are not going to want to let go of this player for no less than 90 million euros, a price tag that Barcelona cannot reach at this very moment. But that is going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.